Welcome to Storytelling with HUWEY BEAR Stories. Remember to subscribe, like and share if you love this channel that brings you audio adventures. Previously on HUWEY BEAR Stories. You were shopping at a mall when all hell broke loose. European terrorists have initiated an act of terror. You and your partner have been caught up in the bedlam. You were shopping in a River Island store as the shop exploded into chaos. Machine gun shots fired through the glass windows and into customers. As it happened, you panicked and left your wife, that you last saw struggling to get up after receiving bullet wounds at the front of the store. You decided to try and save yourself by sprinting through the fire exit that you were luckily next to. You thought you were lucky, but you only ran out of the frying pan and into the fire. Another group had been slaughtered from another shop and pursued by the killers. You were caught up in the mess and got buried from a stampede of desperate people trying to escape. After discovering a bullet wound, you fainted. You woke to footsteps in the distance. You stayed still, waiting for the sound to pass by. It was clear the man was one of the terrorists after he slayed a moving body. An elderly man buried next to you wasn't dead. Like you, he passed out from his wounds. He is being too loud in his recovery, as recent memory and pain from wounds come back to him. In desperation, your hands automatically reach for his neck, beginning to squeeze to shut him down from exposing your position. And so our story continues. Moments of your life flicker in your mind as though you are skimming through a book. It has all led to this moment, the moment you became a monster. Your fingers tighten as you initiate the deadly deed. You constrict the air from the old man's throat, taking away his ability to scream. You are the only one to see his last moments of panic. His eyes bulge, his tongue recedes to the back of his mouth as he begins choking for air. His teeth are full of films and inlays that glisten attraction to your eyes. You see it as a sign to justify your actions. The man has already lived his life, and you have so much more to offer. It's only fair. But you do it because no one ever needs to know. It's a secret you know you can live with. You feel the man trying to squirm through, but he cannot move from the bodies that are restricting him. His hands reach for yours, but it's too late. His strength has dwindled. He hasn't the power to stop this. Tears emerge in his eyes. He knows what this means. You mimic the man, realizing what this means you are. But you crush the wet around your eyes with the fire inside of you. The fire that wills you to survive this nightmare, this night. To get out alive. So you take a life. His eyes spin to the back of his head. His hands go limp. It is done. You have taken his life. You have become a killer. It's a strange feeling, but it's not one of remorse. You feel as though your actions are justified by the context. The hardest part of it all is you have to lie in wait, next to the body of the man you just killed. You are glad his eyes closed during his death. You would have hated to find that the man you just killed was staring at you. You hold your breath, remembering that one fatal error, your end may also be near. You are willing to do anything to live another day. Nothing will get in the way. You face the ground and pretend to be the thing you so desperately try and avoid. Whilst you were strangling the man, you felt as though your actions had been very loud. Your emotions had escalated your senses, making them far more extreme. The action was out of earshot of the terrorists that checked for living bodies. He still paroled the scene, investigating the area, looking to increase his kill count. He will not find me, you think to yourself. At one point the footsteps sound as though his feet are just only inches away. They stay there for a moment. That seemed to last eternity. You believe it was the scariest moment of your life. The hardest part was controlling the urge. The fearful instinct you had to run from the area as quickly as you could. It would have got you killed. They never tell you that. Sometimes your instinct may be wrong. Yours was wrong in the moments the killer was so near. Eventually the man's footsteps echo down the corridor, out of earshot. You decide to wait an extra 10 minutes, just as precaution. Then, you decide to take a peek. It was lucky you didn't try earlier, because to shuffle your head through the bodies was a very obvious movement to any wandering eyes. The scene is one you would envision of hell. You have never seen so much blood. The walls were caked with a red swelling that sizzled to the ground. Death was all around you, behind you, in front of you, everywhere. Men, women, children, all were victims from the slaughter. You feel the expression of your face change to one of utter shock. Then you remember. You are responsible for one of these deaths. You feel dirty, a great big stain attached to you that you will never be able to shake off. But as one you were to carry for the reward of life. That was what snapped you back to focus. The fact that the bodies around you mean nothing. Nothing to you. You know nothing about them. Not their names, their personality, their lives. You see how the killers see them. Unimportant. Irrelevant. You now know you have to carry on with the journey. You scan around. You have two options of route. Your memory tells you that the footsteps went towards the fire exit you burst through. It seems like a lifetime ago now, when you left your wife. She was never your focus. You always felt as though she was expendable to you, but never acted on the nagging mindset. But now it is clear. You live without her once. You can do it again. You realise that it isn't your choice right now. Your choice is to follow the sound of footsteps, or run from them. What do you choose? Choose wisely. We have reached the end of this part of the story. You have chosen to become a killer with the potential reward of life. You will see the end screen of my video any second where you can continue the route you have taken this story. I will also put links in the description below. I just want to say thank you so much for giving my story a try. My aim is to reach 100 subscribers. If I get the 100 subscriber mark, I'm going to create a competition where fans can submit a character to me, and the most creative character through personality and description will be featured in one of HUWEY Bear Stories. I will do this on my Facebook page, which I will also link in the description below, and on my Twitter page, which will be linked in the description below, and more details of the competition will be put in the description. Thanks for everything, and just remember to subscribe if you like these audio adventures. Until next time, HUWEY.